Okay, so I'm happy to introduce the next area, which is the knowledge and support. So we are, I would say, we're kind of following on the work what Alessandro and Callum introduced. The first group is about data information because they are essentially crucial for decision making. But before I move on to more detail, I'll just tell you who we are. So it's Ron, he's in the back, it's Chloe and it's me, so we are the leading this group and we try to be a little bit enthusiastic. But how the work or like how this area links to the other types of research, that's what you already heard just an hour ago. It's about this data, so we acquire quite a large amount of data, like the science, the Scottish environmental link. And we have, and then he uses data to make information. But I think what's the crucial step, and that's what the talks before introduced. It's about that you have to make decisions, and that's the key. So you have to make decisions using this information, but as well it informs the science and policy. But as well, these decisions they link quite closely with the knowledge we have, or the knowledge we need to obtain. I think because we talk a lot about knowledge, but I think it's quite good to give just some brief definition of what knowledge is, and it's about understanding of someone or something, and you can use different facts and information and skills. Essentially, it goes through your experience, through your education. So let's say once you are more skilled, so you gain your knowledge, so you become more knowledgeable about a specific topic. So that's the one part of our work, and the second one is about decision making. But I would like to focus on the decision problem. Essentially, if you try to make decisions, you try to choose among a set of actions. So if there's only one choice, actually it's not a decision problem. It's just a choice. And as well, it's about the choice between different options, but as well it's about these consequences of these acts. So like once you decide, something happens, some actions happens. So I think that's what we try to address in our area, and try to provide the support and try to provide collaboration between people interested in these problems. But as well, there are different types of decisions. So it's not only one decision, but it depends on type of management levels you are. You make different decisions, let's say at the national scale, compared to like the local farmer. So they make different types of decisions. And as well, it's about your individual decision, or let's say if you are just a pure owner of a forest, compared to if you manage the whole estate. There's the people involved. So you have either the group or individual type of decisions, but it also it's important about what's at stake. And I'll just give you just a simple example. If you try to buy a new phone, you can maybe choose between a few different types, makes, and they have different functions. So it can be fairly easy to choose a new phone. But let's say, what happens if you try to buy a new house? I would say it's much more complex because you have to invest more money, and you have to be more careful about what kind of house you want to buy, which location, how many bedrooms, what's the orientation. So it becomes harder. So that means because there's more at stake. But then what happens if you try to make decisions about the landscape? And we already heard quite a lot about it before. So these landscapes they provide a range of some services, as Mark introduced these four main categories. So how do you try to balance and how you try to decide about the landscape, and how you try to combine weights and make trade-offs between different services. So I think that's very important in this decision making. And what we try to do in our area, so what was our aspirations, we try to be quite active group and try to address the real problems. So we try to link the science with the policy and practice. So we try to come up together and try to see if we can find some solutions. And as well, if we try to support exchange of ideas and events, as Carl mentioned before, like different workshops, but it could be like trainings. So we can try to inform the members of the ESCom, or we can try to help to organize it. We are more than happy to do so. And as well, I think it's about creating of these new working groups. And we already talked about agent-based modeling and Bayesian-based networks, but so there are other tools or other scientific tools, or even decision support systems, support tools, which can help you. So you can maybe create some working groups which can address and use these tools to answer these real problems. I think they will be very useful. And there can be some different types of outputs. from our process area, such as we try to identify and support the collaboration, as well as support the knowledge exchange between different organizations, between different members. And this is just a brief introduction for our process area, and now I will hand on to Ron, who will introduce the speakers.